The forest was unusually quiet that evening, the kind of quiet that made even the trees seem like they were holding their breath. Jack Turner, a single dad in his mid-30s, was hiking through the woods after work, searching for fallen branches to use as firewood. His 7-year-old son, Mason, had been begging for a backyard campfire all week, and Jack rarely said no to him. Jack's life wasn't glamorous. He worked long shifts as a mechanic, raised Mason alone, and spent the rest of his time trying to stretch every dollar. But the woods, this part of the old national forest, had always given him peace. He knew its trails like he knew the lines on his palms. That's why, when he heard a faint muffled scream, he froze instantly. It wasn't the call of an animal. It was human. Jack dropped the bundle of sticks and listened harder. Another sound, this time softer, desperate, like someone fighting against the earth itself. He followed it, moving carefully through the trees, pushing aside thick branches until he reached a clearing. The ground looked disturbed, as if someone had thrashed against it. Then he saw it, a hand sticking out from the dirt, fingers trembling weakly. Jack's heart hammered. Someone had been buried alive. He sprinted forward and knelt beside the hand. "Hey, I'm here. I'm going to get you out. Hold on." He dug with his bare hands first, then grabbed a flat piece of wood lying nearby to scoop the dirt faster. The person beneath the ground was breathing, barely. Jack worked until his arms burned, until dirt filled his nails and dust stung his eyes. Finally, he uncovered a face. A young woman, pale, terrified, gasping for air. Her clothes were torn, her wrists bruised, her makeup streaked. She blinked rapidly as fresh air hit her lungs. Jack brushed dirt from her face. "You're safe now. I've got you." She coughed, her voice hoarse. "Don't let them find me." Jack looked around. The woods were silent again, but this time the silence felt wrong. "Who did this to you? What happened?" Tears slipped down her temples. "I can't say. Please, help me get out." Jack continued digging until he freed her completely, pulling her out and helping her sit up against a tree. She trembled violently, her breath short and broken. "What's your name?" he asked gently. "Lena," she whispered. "And what happened to you, Lena?" But instead of answering, she grabbed his hand with surprising strength. "Please don't leave me." Jack shook his head. "I'm not going anywhere. Let me call for help." "No," she gasped. "No police. No ambulance. Not yet." Jack paused. "Why not?" She leaned closer and whispered something into his ear, so soft, so chilling, that his breath caught. "They weren't trying to kill me," she said. "They buried me so they could come back, and finish the deal. I escaped too soon. They'll still be looking." Jack felt the hairs on his neck rise. "Who's looking for you?" Lena swallowed hard. "My father is a millionaire. They kidnapped me for ransom, but when he wouldn't pay fast enough, they decided to silence me instead." Jack stared at her. "You're telling me someone tried to bury you alive because your father didn't pay?" She nodded, shaking uncontrollably. "And they'll come back as soon as they realize I'm gone." Jack looked at the ground, at the disturbed soil, at the broken branches around the clearing. Whoever did this wasn't far. They couldn't be. He stood up. "You can't stay here. Come on. Can you walk?" Lena tried, but her legs buckled. Jack caught her and lifted her into his arms without hesitation. She wasn't heavy, but she clung to him with the desperate grip of someone who had tasted death. He carried her through the trees as fast as he could. When they were half a mile from the clearing, he heard it, the faint crunch of leaves behind them. More than one person, moving fast. Jack's chest tightened. "They're coming." Lena whimpered and buried her face in his shoulder. Jack adjusted his grip and moved faster. He knew these woods. He knew every shortcut, every hidden trail, every fallen log that could serve as cover. He turned sharply down a narrow path leading to an old maintenance shed used by park rangers. A dull beam of moonlight hit the rusted roof as they approached. Jack pushed the door open with his shoulder, slipped inside, and locked it. He lowered Lena onto an old cot and crouched beside her. "You're safe in here," he whispered. Outside, footsteps grew louder. Voices echoed through the forest. Jack pressed a finger to his lips. "Don't make a sound." Lena nodded, tears streaming silently. The voices drew closer. Male voices. Angry. Searching. Jack moved toward the window cautiously and peeked through a crack. 3 men with flashlights scanned the woods. One of them kicked the dirt near the trail. "She couldn't have gotten far," one said. "She didn't get out by herself," said another. Somebody helped her. Jack's jaw clenched. Lena grabbed his hand again. They'll hurt you because of me. He squeezed her hand gently. I've faced worse. Minutes passed like hours until finally the men drifted deeper into the woods. Their voices faded. Their flashlights disappeared into the dark. Jack let out a long breath and turned back to Lena. We're getting you out of here, he said. At sunrise, I'll take you and my son to town. We'll go straight to the FBI. They'll protect you and your father. She looked at him, eyes full of gratitude and something else, trust. Why are you helping me? She whispered. Jack sat beside her and smiled faintly. Because no one deserves what you went through. And because if someone ever hurt my son, I'd pray a stranger would do the same. Lena's expression softened in the dim light. You saved my life, she said. But what I whispered earlier, that wasn't all of it. Jack frowned slightly. What do you mean? She leaned close again, her voice trembling. They didn't kidnap me for ransom alone. The man who ordered it was someone my father trusted. Someone powerful. Someone who won't stop. Jack felt a chill run through him. And now, she continued, they'll come after the man who saved me too. Jack looked at the locked shed door, then at her. Let them try, he said quietly. Lena stared at him, this simple, hard-working single dad, with nothing but grit in his chest, and she exhaled with relief. For the first time since she'd been dragged into the woods, she felt hope. And neither of them knew that saving her would change both their lives forever.